Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kim Bissell, and it's a true honor to be serving as the Dean of the Manship School of Mass Communication. I'm going to ask the platform party to stay standing while we introduce them. It's my pleasure to welcome you here to the Spring 2025 graduation. I especially want to welcome the graduates and their relatives and friends. Our faculty and staff share this welcome. Joining me on stage, LSU Board of Supervisors member Raimi Starnes, our commencement speaker, Mr. Charlie Cook, Associate Deans Megan Sanders and Hyojung Park, Journalism Area Head Roxanne Dill, Digital Advertising Area Head Younguk Jong, Political Communication Area Head Mike Henderson, Public Relations Area Head Sadie Wilkes. Our special platform guest, our new doctoral graduate, Dr. Natalie Kaczynski, and her advisor, Dr. Ray Pingree. On the floor, please stand when your names are called. First, faculty members holding named chairs. Jack Hamilton, Hopkins P. Brazil Foundation Professor and the Manship School Founding Dean and former LSU Provost. Wendell Grace Switzer Jr. Chair, Lynn Apgar. Fred Jones Greer Jr. Chair, Chris Drew. Manship Maynard Endowed Chair, Tina Harris. Our professors, Jinx Broussard, Josh Grimm, Associate Professors, Nicole Bauer, Soo-Jin Kim, Will Mari, Judith Sylvester. Please remain standing, Judith, one moment, get back up. Dr. Sylvester is celebrating 30 years of dedicated service to LSU and the Manship School. We thank her for her decades of scholarship, mentorship, and leadership. Also, Associate Professors Chun Yang. Our Assistant Professors, Catherine Chen, Royce Choi, Josh Jackson, Janice Lee, Ruth Moon, Fanny Ramirez, Nihar Shripada, Asha Winfield, Professionals in Residence, Cindy Carter, Jeff Gauger, Tad Odell, Lisa Page, Chad Sabady, and our adjunct instructors, Frida Dunn, Josh Howard, and Chris Yandel. Our platform party can be seated. We'd also like to take a moment to thank our dedicated staff and academic counselors, Mackenzie Nelson, Renee Lewis, and Senior Assistant Dean Courtney Guidry, whose hard work behind the scenes has made today's ceremony possible. We are grateful for their tireless efforts in making this day a success. We also want to recognize John Frisha, our longtime Director of Student Media, who will be retiring this summer after 25 years of exceptional service to student media and the Manship School. Please join me in recognizing these wonderful colleagues. It is now my distinct honor to introduce today's commencement speaker, someone whose expertise and insight into the world of politics has earned him recognition as one of the most respected political analysts in the nation. Mr. Charlie Cook is the founder of the Cook Political Reports, a nonpartisan publication that the New York Times has called a newsletter that both parties regard as authoritative. His remarkable career has included serving as a political analyst for CBS, CNN, and NBC, and his voice has become synonymous with reliable political insight, with frequent appearances on networks like Meet the Press. In addition to his role as a leading political analyst, Mr. Cook holds the Kevin P. Riley Sr. Endowed Chair in Political Communication at LSU and has co-authored the Almanac for American Politics. His career reflects a lifetime of dedication to political journalism, and today we are privileged to hear from him. Please join me in welcoming the Spring 2025 Commencement speaker, Mr. Charlie Cook.
Thank you very much, Dean Bissell. This is really a privilege and an honor both to be able to teach the Manship School this school year as well as to address this commencement. To the class of 2025, you made it. That's awesome. Congratulations. To the parents, oh ye of little faith, they did it, they made it. And your support, financial, emotional, your encouragement, it deserves some recognition as well. Will all of the parents, step-parents, guardians of a graduate or someone getting a master's or a PhD or a certificate, would you please stand? Let's give them a round. And for those of you who are family members or friends that traveled a long way, everyone appreciates your sacrifice to come. Having spent two classes each semester, I taught maybe 50 or so of your kids, and what earnest, smart, inquisitive, and decent kids they are. And having had a chance to talk to a lot of schools around the country, and you'll find campuses where there's a sense of entitlement among the student body, and you don't see that here. You really, really don't. And I think the thing that impressed me the most, and I was telling the dean before we got started, was that for assignments, I would have them look at television ads for each of the campaigns, several of them, and to analyze them or watch a debate, that sort of thing. And where I would have a sense of sort of where they were coming from in terms of personally, and when it was appropriate for them to give their personal views, that was fine. But what I loved was their ability to look at and analyze a commercial for a candidate that they didn't particularly care for, but what they did right, what was effective, what was impressive, and to look at the same kind of things for the candidates that they did like, and say what didn't they like, what didn't work. They were able to look at things so clinically, and I thought, this is an early sign of real professionalism, and it's a good sign for going forward. But it was an amazing experience. We had some terrific discussions, and I also really appreciated that, nowadays it's kind of hard to talk about politics. It has gotten so uncivil, so coarse, and yet these kids could talk about, these students could talk about things and be respectful of each other's opinions and curious about how or why they thought this and that. And I was really gratified that could still happen knowing how many people in our society can't really do that anymore. But it was just made me feel really, really, really good about them. Dean, you and your predecessors, Jack Hamilton, Jerry Seppos, Martin Johnson, the two interim deans, Ralph Izzard and Josh Grimm, that stepped in when they were needed. You guys have done an amazing job of putting together world-class talent on this faculty. I mean, really impressive people. And whether it was expertise or whether it was real, experience at the highest levels of American journalism or communications, and just really, really top flight people. And I had a high opinion already, but just the interaction I had even more. And I should also, I'd be remiss if I didn't sort of acknowledge the incredible support that the Manship School over the years has gotten from the Manship family, the family of Kevin Riley, that this school would not be where it is, what it is, if it wasn't for those two families and their support. And they really do deserve some recognition. I'm not going to recognize a whole lot of faculty members because I know that I'll leave people out, and I may have been born on a Thursday, but not yesterday. And that's always a mistake to do, but I should say that Jack Hamilton, Lynn Apgar, Chris Drew, Judith Sylvester were four that gave me a lot of really, really good advice, and that I appreciate because I'd never done anything like this before. And Morgan, my TA, was fabulous. I have a short little story. Actually, originally it's not short, it was long, so I've trimmed it down so that the dean would not be giving me dirty looks about going too long. But it's sort of about a complicated relationship that I have with LSU. My parents were both from Arkansas, southern Arkansas, but I was born and raised in Shreveport. And anybody here from Captain Shreve? There we go. Go Gators. Let's go. And Shreveport is, whether it's a part of Arkansas or Texas or Louisiana, depends on your perspective. But, when I was in high school, there wasn't even a 4-lane road going north and south. And so there was a disconnect. But my dad and both my sisters and both of their husbands went to the University of Arkansas, and I didn't. So I ended up going to, and I'll get onto this in a couple of minutes, moved to Washington to go to college and stayed there for close to 50 years. But we raised our 3 kids there. 2 out of 3 of them are communications, majoring in communications when they were in college. But this story is about our oldest, our daughter Becky. And she was looking at colleges. She was in her senior year of high school, looking into colleges, and her preference was a small liberal arts school, which is fine. Whatever you want to do is fine with me. But my father-in-law went to Ole Miss, undergrad and med school. And when he brought up that she ought to take a look at Ole Miss, and I'm thinking, like hell she will. And so, but I wasn't going to say that. And so I arranged, we were coming down to New Orleans for a family wedding. And I arranged to get a super deluxe tour of LSU for Becky. So we drove up and we pulled into the little parking lot outside the chancellor's office and went in, and the chancellor at the time was Mark Emmert, who later became president of NCAA. And he came out of a budget meeting and talked to us for a little while. And then he hands us off to a young director of external affairs that worked for him to give us this tour of campus. And it was fabulous. We went to We met with the chair of the biology department, which is where my daughter was really interested in, the political science department, which is what I'm interested in. We had a wonderful lunch at the Chimes, and I will miss the Chimes greatly. And the last appointment, I mean, this is like 4 hours. The last appointment was over at the president of the LSU Systems office. It was Bill Jenkins was the president of the system, and was this, wonderful, wonderful South African gentleman who had been dean of the veterinary school before he became president of the system. And we go in, and I had met him before, but he had this was in 2004. He had this 2003 NCAA National Championship football on his coffee table. I guess when you win, you get a bunch of them, so the president gets one. And I'm looking at that thing, and we have this wonderful meeting, and he finally closes, he says, Becky, we want you to come to LSU. We need you at LSU. And I'm thinking, yes, this is gonna work. So we dropped the young man off at the chancellor's office. Oh, I forgot to mention who he was. Scott Woodward, the athletic director now. He was an impressive young man, but anyway, so but we're not gonna leave campus without going to see Mike the Tiger. And it was Mike 5, and it was this is the last year or two of the old cage, the old enclosement that was not nearly as separated as the one you have now. And so this gorgeous Bengal tiger is pensively pacing back and forth and looking at us. And I didn't notice him raising a hind leg, but suddenly there is a stream of urine coming straight at us. And it was like a garden hose. And I jerked Becky out of the way. I could just see us getting in a Hertz rental car and driving for an hour to New Orleans soaked in tiger urine. Anyway, the next year I'm speaking at a Washington Mardi Gras luncheon, and Governor was there, Kathleen Blanco, and President Jenkins was there, and it was in the ornate Senate caucus room where a lot of really famous things had happened. And they had me speak at the luncheon, and so I tell this story, and I turned and said, so Dr. Jenkins, this is why my daughter's not coming to LSU. And he laughed, and he didn't know the end of how that story kind of ended up. But anyway, but this has been quite a year. For you communications majors, and whether you're on your specialization was journalism or public relations or political communications or digital, and I've never quite figured out how the pre-law 3+3 works. But anyway, is that more PR? Do you tend to do more PR? Yeah. Well, political com. Anyway, that you're coming out, there have been thousands and thousands of people have graduated from the Manship School and the School of Journalism before. And they've always faced change. There's always change out there. But change used to come real slowly. Like the Gutenberg Bible in 1440. But in 1794, Louisiana got its first newspaper. And it was a French language newspaper during the Spanish occupation of the state. But anyway, WWL in 1922 was the first radio station. WDSU in New Orleans, 1949 was the first TV station. But, changes happen. And before, a lot of you guys, before your time, 1981, IBM introduces their personal computer. 1984, Apple releases the Apple Macintosh. The internet is open to the public in 1991. In 1994, I can't read my, 1999, excuse me, this thing called the BlackBerry was released, which I thought I liked it better than the iPhone. But anyway, iPhone comes out in 2007, the iPad in 2010. But all these things bring radical changes. And more in your span, Facebook was invented in 2004. So some of you were about 1, 2 years old when Facebook first came out. YouTube in 2005, Twitter in 2006, long before Elon Musk came involved, Instagram in 2010, TikTok in 2016. For those on the digital side, the first digital ad was in 1994, also the year of the first spam, and the first pop-up ad in 1997. But all of these are changes that change communications. But if you look at those dates, it's happening faster and faster and faster, greater frequency, and so the people in communications, people in life, but in communications have always had to deal with change, but not change this much, this fast. And one of the things that this faculty, I think, has done a great job of doing is they don't know, nobody knows where things are going to be 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. But to give these students the tools, the skills, the techniques, and to bring values to how they do their jobs so that whatever the direction that communications ends up going, you will be prepared to adapt and to innovate and to take it to a new level. This right here, this is kind of an older iPhone, is an iPhone 12. Now, in the Apollo 11 mission to go to the first space, first Americans to go to the moon, first people to go to the moon, 1969. The guidance computer on that mission, apparently you measure power, computer power, in something called flops, F-L-O-P-S. It had 12,250 flops. Okay, 1980s, the Cray 2 supercomputer that was designed for the Department of Defense and the Department of Energy for nuclear weapons research and oceanography. It weighed 5,000 pounds. It occupied 16 square feet. And it computed 1.9 billion flops. So in other words, 155,000 times more powerful than that NASA computer on Apollo 11. Then you have the iPhone 12. 11 trillion flops, 5,000 times faster, more powerful, I should say, than that Cray 2 supercomputer. 900 million times faster than that Apollo 11 capsule. Now, this is bringing a lot of firepower, and obviously you've got artificial intelligence coming after that. But the thing is, so you guys are going to have to innovate in a way that previous generations of majors really didn't have to. Now, you may be very briefly, you may have, why are they having this guy here and taking up part of your afternoon? And part of it is that the days of people graduating from college and going to work for one company, one newspaper, one TV station, whatever, and staying there for 40 or 45, 50 years, that's gone. That was my dad's generation, but not now. And when I went to college and worked on Capitol Hill while I was in and got out and worked in campaigns and as a pollster and did all kinds of things in politics, and initially it was all on the Democratic side, but I found myself voting for Republicans almost half the time, which is in kind of poor taste. And I found that you can't work for both sides, but I wanted to stay around politics, so I came up with the idea of starting a political newsletter that was nonpartisan and that would analyze elections for the U.S. House and Senate and President, and later we added on Governor. And it was, I started it with $6,000 out of my Senate retirement fund, and my father-in-law co-signed a bank note for $10,000. so $16,000 total. Today's dollars, that'd be about $50,000, and started a business. And for the first few years, it was lean. And for a good while, we were living off my wife's salary. And I could always tell when she was getting nervous, because my wife would buy a lot of meat and freeze it, you know, like a squirrel doing nuts, you know, to hide for the winter or something. And I knew, uh-oh, Lucy's getting nervous. But perseverance, I had an idea. We were lucky. We came along, you know, a competitor of mine and I came along just as CNN was getting big, C-SPAN was getting bigger, where they were creating an appetite for new faces, new people to put on. And over time it caught on. And it was a one-person shop, eventually to 6. I sold it to one of my colleagues 4 years ago, and now I think they're at 10 or 12 people. But the thing is, I knew what I wanted to do, and there really wasn't a place for me to go and do that, so I started something. Now, I've had friends from here in Baton Rouge that thought I was out of my mind to do that, and I probably was. But it was luck, it was a decent idea, hard work, it was hiring good people, and if you hire good people, then you need to hang on to them and work your tail off. And you could do that. And my guess is that is going to become more the norm one way or another for communications graduates in the next few years than it was 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago. And you've just got to figure out when change is happening, what it is, where you think it might go, how to adapt, innovate, take advantage, all of that. And the last thought I just want to make is look at yourself too and sort of figure out, nobody knows you better than yourself. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? And figure out, to the extent you could address your weaknesses, that's great. But otherwise, play to your strengths, mitigate your weaknesses, and try to steer your career in a way that the strengths will or play a greater role than your weaknesses. And that is really doable, but I think having the self-awareness, you can do that. And from what I saw in the classroom this school year, I think that I see a lot of potential for self-awareness. And so I have no doubts. I think a bunch of you guys are going to do really, really, really well. And God knows my generation, the baby boom generation, we did a heck of a job screwing things up. And but I have higher hopes leaving this campus that you guys will do a better job than we did. But the best of luck to all of you, and thank you for sharing your campus with me.
Thank you again, Mr. Cook. It's a true honor to stand before you today on a day that marks a transition, one that just isn't about moving forward, but about recognizing everything you've become. To all of our graduates, congratulations. Today, we celebrate your talent, your efforts, and your transformation. And while we're here to celebrate you, your achievements, your growth, and the countless hours of work that you've poured into your time at the Manship School, I know that for most of you, this wasn't a solo journey. So Mr. Cook did this, but it does bear repeating. If you're a mom, a dad, a sister, brother, aunt, uncle, grandparent, best friend, partner, spouse, roommate, or classmate, please stand up so that our graduates can recognize you. So that should be everyone over here and back there. So graduates, as you take a look around, these are your people, the ones who showed up, and while you did the work, they helped make it possible. Your success today is a reflection not only of your efforts, but of the community that carried you forward. So thank you to all of you. E pluribus unum, out of many, one. That is not just about your class. It's about this moment. It's about how your individual accomplishments are strengthened by the love and support of others. You didn't walk this journey alone, and as you go out into the world, you never have to. You've grown as academics, as scholars, as storytellers, and most importantly, as human beings. Through the stories you've told about injustice, about community, about resilience, about hope, you've gained more than skills. You've gained compassion, empathy, understanding, and a deeper hope for what is possible when people truly listen to one another. You each pursued excellence in your own lane, but when you came together, you became something greater. You became a unified voice for truth, creativity, and leadership. And that's what this phrase, e pluribus unum, out of many, one, is about. So as you step into what comes next, whether that's a first job, graduate school, a creative pursuit, or even a well-deserved break, I want to leave you with 5 things that I hope stay with you, not just today, but in the years ahead as you continue to grow into the professional and the personal you're meant to be. Number 1, stay curious. Ask questions, especially the ones that others are afraid to ask or have stopped thinking to ask. Curiosity is what drives great reporting, innovative communication, meaningful change, and lifelong learning. It's what helps you stay sharp, stay human, and stay relevant. This world will never stop changing, so don't stop wondering, exploring, or seeking to understand it. Second, lead with empathy. This world needs empathy more than ever. Real, active, thoughtful empathy. The kind that listens before it speaks. The kind that sees nuance, not just headlines. You've already shown through the stories you've told and the voices you've lifted that empathy can challenge stereotypes, open hearts, and drive conversations forward. Bring that with you into every meeting, every strategy session, every assignment, because how you lead will matter just as much as who and what you lead. Third, fail forward. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of it. Not every pitch will land, not every post will go viral, not every job will be your dream job, but every step, even the ones that feel like missteps, will teach you something. The trick is to learn quickly, grow honestly, and move forward with purpose. You are allowed to be both a work in progress and a force to be reckoned with. I've met many of you, and I know that to be true. Fourth, protect your integrity. Your reputation, your voice, your credibility, these will follow you wherever you go. In this era of misinformation, blurred lines, and instant reaction, your integrity will be one of your most powerful assets. Choose transparency, own your mistakes, stand by your work, and know when to walk away from what doesn't align with your values. Who you are when no one is watching will define who you become when everyone is. And fifth, build community. Don't go it alone. Whether you're in a newsroom, a campaign war room, a nonprofit office, a corporate boardroom, or running your own brand, find your people. Collaborate. Don't compete. Celebrate others. Mentor someone who's coming up behind you. Invite more voices to the table, especially those who have been left out. Because real impact doesn't happen in isolation. It happens when we choose to rise together. Each of you leaves here with the skills to tell stories that matter, but more than that, you leave here with the power to shape the future of your industries, your communities, and your world with curiosity, empathy, resilience, integrity, and community. So go forward boldly, and carry these 5 things with you. To all of our graduates, you're not just entering the professional world, you're shaping it. And as you do, remember the power you hold to inform, to inspire, and to unite. Congratulations, and thank you for being a part of this one-of-a-kind journey. E pluribus unum, out of many, one. Go Tigers, and go Manship. Before we continue with the rest of today's ceremony, we'd like to take a moment for a very special presentation, one that holds great meaning for both the LSU community and the Manship School of Mass Communication. On January 15, 2023, Madison Brooks, a resident of Covington, tragically passed away. Madison was a sophomore at Louisiana State University, majoring in mass communication with a concentration in political communication and a minor in business administration. Maddie was an active and beloved member of Alpha Phi sorority. Her kindness, energy, and vibrant spirit made a lasting impact on everyone she met. Maddie embraced life to the fullest, skydiving, skiing, exploring new cities, and cherishing every moment with her family and friends. Her laughter was contagious, and she lived every day with joy and purpose, leaving a lasting impact on all who knew her. Today would have marked Maddie's graduation, a milestone we honor in her memory. We are truly honored to have Maddie's family and friends here with today, and at this time, we would like to recognize Maddie Brooks with the awarding of a posthumous commendation from Louisiana State University. I'd now like to invite Maddie's mother, Ashley Baustert, to please join us on stage. It is our privilege to honor Maddie's academic achievement, her passion, and the extraordinary light she brought to the world. In addition, we are proud to announce the creation of the Madison Brooks Scholarship Fund. This fund will support future students in the LSU Manship School of Mass Communication, ensuring that Maddie's dreams, her love for communication, and her remarkable spirit continue to inspire generations to come. The Manship School of Mass Communication will now present the Bachelor of Arts in Mass Communication to the Spring 2025 graduating class. To confer your degrees, please join me in welcoming LSU Board of Supervisors member Ramey Starnes to the podium to present those students who have earned undergraduate degrees.
Will the degree candidates for the bachelor's degree please rise? Having been duly certified as having met all the requirements for the Bachelor of Arts in Mass Communication degree, and upon recommendation by the faculty, with the authority vested in me by the LSU Board of Supervisors, I hereby confer the appropriate bachelor's degree upon each of you with all the honors, rights, privileges, and obligations thereto appertaining. Congratulations. Please be seated.
Senior instructor and journalism area head Roxanne Dill will call the names of the undergraduate degree candidates.
We have 72 spring 2025 graduates who, because of their outstanding academic records at LSU, will graduate with Latin honors. The official Latin honors granted will be indicated on the diploma. Just to be clear, these students graduate today with a GPA of 3.7 and above. We will recognize those students with honors when their names are called. But first, we would like to honor our university medalists who graduate today. LSU awards the University Medal to the undergraduate students who are graduating with a GPA of 4.0 or higher and have never earned a grade lower than an A. When I call your name, please stand to be recognized. Michaela Lane Chamberlain. Caroline Rose Dagre. Christian A. Gladney. Olivia Jane Johnson. Isabel Cecilia Schmidt. Reagan N. Sweeney. Catherine Suzanne Woodard. Let's give a round of applause to our university medalists. We would also like to recognize the 8 students earning the LSU Distinguished Communicator Certification. These candidates work closely with a faculty advisor and create a digital portfolio showcasing excellence in written, spoken, visual, and technological communication. They must also demonstrate leadership and community service. The students will be acknowledged when their names are called. Next, we recognize our graduating Manship School ambassadors. These internal student leaders serve the school in many ways, recruiting new students, giving tours, assisting with events and orientations, and representing us with pride and professionalism. We will honor our ambassadors as they are introduced. Congratulations to all of you on your exceptional academic achievements. Now I am honored to present the Sean O'Keefe Leadership Award given each year to an outstanding LSU student leader. This year's recipient is Hannah Grace Godshaw. Hannah, would you please come to the stage? This award was created by a generous LSU donor to honor former LSU Chancellor Sean O'Keefe and to recognize the leadership he gave to LSU, Louisiana, and the nation in the wake of Hurricane Katrina in 2005. The Sean O'Keefe Leadership Award recognizes and rewards the outstanding LSU undergraduate student leader who has demonstrated exceptional leadership in the past and possesses the character, capability, vision, and motivation to be a leader in the future. Congratulations, Hannah. So, graduates, I'm now going to describe the procedures for the rest of the ceremony. On the stage, you will receive your diploma cover. Later today, you will receive your digital diploma. Later this month, you'll receive your printed diploma in the mail. We have professional photographers here who will take pictures of each graduate. The proof will be sent to you via email in the coming weeks. We will call the names of those receiving baccalaureate degrees first, followed by the names of those receiving graduate degrees. Will all degree candidates please continue to the staging area as we prepare to honor all of you. Kelly Marie Fournier. Madeline Elizabeth Godfrey, graduating magna cum laude. Mallory Letow, graduating cum laude. Audrey Eleanor Lavigny. Catherine Suzanne Woodard, graduating summa cum laude, University Medalist. Colin Claire Laurie. Olivia Jane Johnson, Manship Ambassador, graduating with College Honors, LSU Distinguished Communicator, graduating summa cum laude, and University Medalist. Avery C. Sams. Tori A. Bove. Juliet C. Sheremy. Mia Coco. Catherine Grace Lee, Manship Ambassador, graduating summa cum laude. Carlin Elise Sakani Matthews, LSU Distinguished Communicator, graduating magna cum laude. Amanda McFadden, LSU Distinguished Communicator, graduating summa cum laude. Grace A. Hamblin, LSU Distinguished Communicator, graduating summa cum laude. Taylor Elizabeth Webb. Paige Smith. Julia Schlorka. Katie Ann Grants Vance. Laura Starkey. Campbell L. Shaw. Camelia A. Clifford. Michael J. Maroney, Jr. Morgan Elizabeth Carter. Hannah Grace Godshaw, graduating cum laude. Kaylee E. Armand. Naomi Autumn Davis. Marguerite I. Papa. Taylor Ann Gunter. Emily Claire Panzavecchia, graduating summa cum laude. Sophia Isabel Dones. Mary Elizabeth Clement. Claire Elizabeth Lazaro. Let me do that one more time, wait. Claire Elizabeth Lazaro. Hensley Grace Blackstone, graduating cum laude. Roe W. Thompson. Leanne E. Gully, graduating cum laude. Isabella Lola Avila. Morgan Elena Ozine, graduating cum laude. Eliza C. Stanley, graduating cum laude. Darren Tyrese Dixon. Maya Miles. Delaney Jane Mobley. Madeline Grace Waltman, graduating cum laude. Caitlin R. Beamer. Reese Savelle Grimion. Robert Goche. Colin C. Sacco, graduating cum laude. Abigail Mayos. Riley Lynn Lawson, LSU Distinguished Communicator. Laura Elizabeth Lindsay, graduating cum laude. Frances Earhart, graduating magna cum laude. Sarah Ellen Henry, graduating magna cum laude. Isabel Cecilia Schmidt, graduating summa cum laude, university medalist. Carly Regina Cephalou. Naya Camille Blunt. Chelsea J. Chisholm, Manship Ambassador. Justin Kyle Butler. Alexis Nicole Bolton. Amani Sade Bartlett. Henry Annan Earhart. Chloe Gabrielle McGuckin. Morgan Alexis Schooler Pasquet. Raven Simone Fontenot. Madison Elizabeth Danos. Chloe Grace Bordelon. Victoria Ann Bentley. Jordan E. Prather. Raneen Khalil. Beatrix Sparks, graduating magna cum laude. Madison Elaine Maurice. Mary Elizabeth Dump. Rayana A. Wilson. Caroline Rose Daig, graduating summa cum laude, university medalist. William C. Stormans, graduating cum laude. Kate E. Beskey. Rebecca Van Horn. Cheyenne Allison Catherine Jackson, graduating cum laude. Martin Sullivan, graduating magna cum laude. Colin Paul Falcon. Emma Catherine Dewey, graduating magna cum laude. Caitlin Quinchum Wang, Manship Ambassador. Kaylee M. Beinog. Morgan Alexis Espanin. Lorna Gail Sweeney. Abby E. Hudson. Landon Russell Zerang, graduating cum laude. Sydney McKenna Smith, LSU Distinguished Communicator, graduating magna cum laude. Layla Faye Harmon, graduating with college honors, graduating summa cum laude. Bryn M. McLevy. Kathy Granger. Caroline Burke, graduating summa cum laude. Madison Elizabeth Scott, graduating magna cum laude. Emma C. Long, graduating with college honors, graduating magna cum laude. Amiri Jones, graduating magna cum laude. Anna Joan Hansen. Coleman Wayne Goodman. Alexander Ned Thomas. Justin C. Green. Grace O. Martell. Kelly Catherine Jones. Ava Catherine Laborde, graduating cum laude. Cortland F. Rodini, graduating cum laude. William E. Cubitt. Macy Margaret Howard, graduating summa cum laude. Raven Marie Freeman. Sandra Noemi Ferrer Luna. Isabella R. Griffin. Lorena Frankie Patterson Volyan. Jada C. Morris, graduating summa cum laude. Sharon Nicole Ortiz. Tate Michael LaFont. Maxwell James Russell. Caitlin Chase, graduating summa cum laude. Sky Olivia Rowe. Madeline C. Keller. Mildred K. Crozier, graduating magna cum laude. Rosalia L. Dandry, graduating summa cum laude. Dylan O'Banion. Matthew Caden Jumper. Christian A. Gladney, graduating summa cum laude, university medalist. Zachary J. Tumanello. Ty M. Cazzo. Cade R. Williams, Manship Ambassador, graduating cum laude. Lindsay M. Foles, aka DJ Purdy Kitty. Amelia Bridges, graduating summa cum laude, graduating with honors, thesis defended. Alyssa R. Clemens, graduating summa cum laude, dual degree in theater and design. Regan N. Sweeney, graduating summa cum laude, university medalist. Alani Sakai Butler. Ayana Rose T. Gray. Virginia Kate Monclaw. Rajan G. Valdez, graduating summa cum laude. Kaylee Ann Rome, Manship Ambassador, LSU Distinguished Communicator. Patricia P. Caputo, graduating summa cum laude. Madeline Page Fentress, graduating summa cum laude. Tate Eisworth, graduating cum laude. Michaela Lane Chamberlain, graduating summa cum laude, University medalist. Nathan Patrick Messina. Louis Joseph DeVita. Connor Wagner, graduating summa cum laude. Andre Evan Champagne, graduating magna cum laude. Jacob Hayden Verdon. Tyler T.J. Harden. Jackson D. Wright, graduating magna cum laude. Noah W. Martin. Charles Maynard James IV. Jordan Imoni Wilson. Lakayan Tyler Harrison, Manship Ambassador. Skylar McKinley Hunt. Pure Joy Nicole Robinson. Madison K. Cannon. Kennedy D. Hines. Jaden Alexander Geary. Lindsay Marie Prado. Cassandra Maria Spazzale. Elizabeth Ray, graduating summa cum laude. Grace I. Thompson. Gracelyn Bobby Farah. Ella Michelle Armstrong, graduating summa cum laude. Mason T. Siegel, graduating cum laude. Tyler M. Nicolini. Andrew Scott Godfrey. Madeline Grace Herkovich. Antoinette Camille Chiarella, graduating cum laude. Abigail Elise Morris. Ava Gabrielle Rose. Chandler Sky Johnson. Maya Jade Vereen. Alexandra D. Stoltz. Julia Smolsky. Kennedy Nicole Besant. Madeline Schneider. Megan Elizabeth McGonigal. Shannon Claire Rabbit. Reagan Mark Moreno. Ellie Marie Email. Kate Elizabeth Fauché. Jeremy A. Zappardo. Kaylee P. Stockton. Aubrey Hope Russell. Julia Greer Roussel. Kristen M. Ransom. Liliana G. Fruget. Violet Ruiz. Isabella Marie Angelos, graduating magna cum laude. Anna Puleo. Camille Elizabeth Daigle. Audrey Ann Gilder. Emma M. Rotenberg. Anna Claire Manson, graduating cum laude. Jordan G. Meeky. Emily Claire Giordano, Manship Ambassador. Keely Anna Dillon. Isabella Albertini, graduating with Upper Division Honors, LSU Distinguished Communicator, graduating summa cum laude. Grace Woods. Emily Claire Bradford, graduating magna cum laude. Emily Elizabeth Wood. Lindsay Peleg. Lindsay Alexa Jacobs, graduating cum laude. Jenna N. Chancellor, graduating summa cum laude. Cameron Alexis Steckler, graduating summa cum laude. Margaret Claire Mayrone. Claire Elizabeth Berrigan. Marguerite Marie Wynn, graduating summa cum laude. Emma Grace Lambert, graduating summa cum laude. Courtney Michelle Joyner. Mariah Anijah Cannon. Jamie Maria Gwynn. Riley Page Mayo. Rivers M. LaCruz. Lauren Elizabeth O'Brien Brown. Catherine Lee Sarver. Emmy Reeves Crawford. Erin McKenna O'Banion. Samantha Grace Payson. Allie B. Drake. Patton Sanders, graduating cum laude. Tatiana Salinas Lichoweed. Justin Tyler Bolden. William Quinn Marceau. Sydney Berry. John McGregor Stewart, graduating summa cum laude. Jenna Claire Burke. Madison Buchanan, graduating summa cum laude. Michelle Suzanne Mallett. Now, can we have another round of applause for the Manship School's newest graduates?
I now invite LSU Board of Supervisors member Ramey Starnes and Associate Dean for Graduate Studies, Dr. Megan Sanders, to the podium to present these students who have earned graduate degrees.
Will the candidates for the master's degree please rise? Having been duly certified as having met all requirements for the Master of Mass Communications degree, and upon recommendation to me by the faculty, with the authority vested in me by the LSU Board of Supervisors, I hereby confer the master's degree of Mass Communication upon each of you, with all the honors, rights, privileges, and obligations thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Will the graduates please proceed to the staging area? To complete the requirements for a Master of Mass Communication degree, students write a thesis, produce a professional project, or complete additional courses and take a comprehensive exam. I will announce the name of each candidate along with the name of their advisor. Jenna Reese Anderson. Advisor, Dr. Hyojung Park. Haley Mariah Hunter. Advisor, Dr. Tina Harris. Erin Nicole Lawson. Advisor, Dr. Sujin Kim. Hannah Cecile Leger. Advisor, Dr. Chun Yang. Claire Scott A. Lynch. Advisor, Dr. Tina Harris. Miralia E. Nidri. Co-advisors, Dr. Asha Winfield and Dr. Chun Yang. Tiana Monet Owens. Advisor, Dr. Asha Winfield. Our next graduates have earned both a master's degree and a graduate certificate in strategic communication. Recipients of this degree complete a 15 credit hours curriculum with required courses on strategic communication, campaign planning, social media analysis, and creative work, as well as electives tailored to their professional needs. Elizabeth Lucy Carter. Advisor, Dr. Hyojung Park. Sean Marcus Griffin. Advisor, Dr. Yongik Jung. Ashanti Danae Stokes. Advisor, Dr. Jinx Broussard. Caroline Christina Tarver. Advisor, Dr. Asha Winfield. Will the doctoral candidate please stand? You have been certified as having completed all requirements for the Doctor of Philosophy degree in Media and Public Affairs. The Louisiana State University Board of Supervisors has authorized the conferral of this degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining. Congratulations. Please proceed to the center of the stage to receive your degree. I also invite the student advisor to please step forward and drape an academic hood on his student, signifying this accomplishment. Dr. Natalie Kaczynski. Advisor, Dr. Raymond Pingree. Dr. Kaczynski's dissertation title is Highly Reasonable: Media Framing and Policy Reasoning in New Jersey's Marijuana Legalization Debate. Please give another round of applause for our Strategic Communication Certificate, Master of Mass Communication, and doctoral degree recipients.
You all have accomplished so much. You chose to step into the Manship School and look ahead to a very bright future. And while your future is still bright, you may all face uncertainty at some point. You will at some point question what you are doing and why, but I'm here to tell you that your story is just beginning. It's a thrilling new chapter, and I cannot begin to tell you what a surpassing joy it is to stand in front of you and root for you, beckoning you into your great future. You can do anything if you believe in yourself. I'm proud of all of you today, and I'm truly honored to be able to stand in front of you, and I can say with all sincerity, my journey here to the Manship School would not have happened if I hadn't chosen to be a little brave and step outside of my comfort zone. And I know that you'll find Doing so will lead you into future greatness. I'm here cheering you on into your brave, wild, and wonderful future. Will all the graduates please stand? Together, we have completed the important work that has brought us this day. This is not the end of our connection. You are now, and always will be, a part of the Manship School family. We are incredibly proud of all you've achieved, and we look forward to hearing of your continued success in the years to come. As you stand, I invite you to reflect on all you've accomplished, and remember that the journey doesn't end here. It is now time to turn your tassels from the right to the left. Before we conclude this ceremony, let us stand together and sing our alma mater. Students, you will find the lyrics in the alma mater in your graduation envelope.